Hello and a pleasant good morning to all of you, and welcome back to Morning Quest, where today we have a very, very fun episode lined up for you guys. I see for some reason the chat is not populating, but I see we do have a number of early birds here. We got Rock Spaceship, Star Latte Studios, Larkscene Simp, who just dropped in, and Will's Word. And I think I mentioned Rock Spaceship, but as some things roll out, get the chat back and pulled up. But anyway, we got some really cool stuff to talk about today. A new Sora figure just dropped. Xenoblade Chronicles X finally coming to the Switch. A Final Fantasy XIV announcement was made about 15 minutes ago. We're going to get into that at the very end of the episode. We got some updates about Sonic the Hedgehog and Keanu Reeves specifically. Again, a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. I'm excited to get into it. What games are you guys playing? I've been really big on Metaphor and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Been hopping back and forth between the two. Really enjoying both those games for very different reasons. But we'll probably do some episodes talking about it later. But anyway, let's get into it, right? Let's not stand too long on ceremony, as I like to say. And let's get into it. Okay, I see Twitch is populating on the chat. We got to forget YouTube to populate. But in the meantime, let me knock that out. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, so Xenoblade Chronicles X, a series that I've only very recently been exposed to. I'm about 1/3 of the way through the first Xenoblade. I'm stuck on a boss right now, so I'm doing some grinding, and we'll be streaming that very soon. Very soon we'll stream that again. But, you know, we know the Xenoblade Trilogy 1, 2, and 3 has been on Switch. People have been vying for a very long time for Chronicles X to come to the Switch. It was one of the last games keeping people's Wii U's alive. I think after this game drops on the Switch, a good number of Wii U's are going to lay dormant upon this game coming. And then once Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD come to the Switch or a modern Nintendo console, all Wii U's will probably go silent. Anyway, let's check this out. I haven't seen this trailer. Again, I like to go in blind to most of this stuff when we do these shows. So let's check it out. Again, I don't know very much about this game. Only very recently been exposed to Xenoblade. All I know is, so far, I really enjoy it. Let's see what the big fuss about Chronicles X is, huh? And also, just so you guys know, remember, a lot of Square Enix fans here. Square Enix was once Squaresoft, And a lot of those developers from Squaresoft are part of Monolith Soft. So if you like Square Enix stuff, Monolith Soft is always worth looking into. It's part of what led me to the Xenoblade series.
Well, here we are. Not too shabby, huh? For a giant beached spaceship, anyway. But, like it or not, this place is our home now.
Okay, so far so good, and the music is a jam.
We took the name from the city it was modeled after back on Earth. We call it New Los Angeles. Welcome to NLA.
Well, I'll tell you this. You'd find me sooner moving to New LA than Old LA. Let's put it that way.
And so it was that another survivor came to join our band of refugees. Together, we resolved to forge a new way of life here on Mira, come what may.
Okay. Just dial that back. Again, this is coming from someone who knows little to nothing about this game. That looked sick. Little Transformers. Like, what? Mechs? Because, I was a huge Gundam fan when I was like a kid. I've not watched Gundam probably in over 10 years. But seeing mechs like that always tickles my fancy.
New LA was our beautiful lie to ourselves. Truth is, we were adrift, heading into the unknown. Our native home was gone, swallowed in a shroud of light. And our future was uncertain. We had no idea what fate lay in store for us. Only that we had to keep living in order to see it.
Dude, this goes so hard. One second. I don't know why the quality shifted. This goes so hard. What else? Oh, it's the Master of Masters.
Fancy seeing you here.
March 20th, 2025. That is right around the corner. Okay, I gotta say, that did look pretty damn cool. Like, I gotta be honest. So, I thought that upon completing Xenoblade 1, I would jump right into Xenoblade 2. If there's any Xenoblade fans in the chat, maybe you can warn me against this being a bad idea. But I'm not gonna lie. To me, that was like the coolest looking Xenoblade game I think I've ever seen. And maybe it's the mechs. But I don't know. That kind of sold me. Low key. Anyway, one thing I definitely want to drop and make mention of is that currently, as we speak, for you Final Fantasy XIV fans, there is a letter from the producer stream going on right now where Yoshi P is addressing the fans about some of the updates we can expect to see in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, a trailer for the new patch just dropped. We're going to save that for the very end. But I just want to say that, this is something I do want to see more in the gaming industry, is directors like Yoshi P sitting down on a live stream and letting you, the gamer, know what to expect, hearing it straight from them. It's one of the reasons why I not only love Yoshi P, but I love Creative Studio 3, FF14, the whole bit. This is really a cool thing, in my opinion. It's not something you see often, and I want to commend Yoshi P and his team again for creating a culture of always keeping gamers, their particular gamers, in the loop. Now, we'll come back to FF14. Again, we have plenty to discuss in regards to that. The next thing I actually want to discuss is a trailer we saw, I think it was during a State of Play not too long ago, and it caught my attention then, and I'm curious to see it now. And it's this new Power Rangers game, Rita's Rewind. Now, again, I haven't given two damns about the Power Rangers in a long time, but growing up, I absolutely loved the Power Rangers, and lately, their graphic novels have not only been selling pretty damn well, but apparently their graphic novels are some of the best that are being put out in as far as modern comics goes. Again, that's a low bar, but needless to say, Lance the Master is here, Adonai is here, Luz is here, everybody's here. Happy Friday, you filthy animals. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. But anyway, let's check out this Power Rangers trailer before we move on to the other stories. And let's see if there's anything new to get excited about compared to the last time we saw this game. Let's get the sound on.
Are you there, Rangers?
Rangers, can you hear me?
It's morphin' time! Let's do this, team!
So again, like I say, lately I've been a big fan of this trend we're seeing. I don't know if I should call it a trend yet, but I'm starting to see it, that you have this pixel art in-game graphics, but then anime cutscenes. There's just something about that that hits for me.
Take that!
Go Power Rangers!
Okay. My ultimate question for this is, can you play with your friends online? Because I love a good beat 'em up. The thing about a beat 'em up like this is they do tend to get a little bit boring and repetitive after time. Like there's a Ninja Turtles beat 'em up that dropped on the Switch over the last couple of years, which was really good. But the problem with beat 'em ups is they can get a little bit repetitive quick. But part of what keeps the experience fresh is this is a game that you could really play with your friends. So my ultimate question is going to be is, does this have to be couch co-op, or can you link up with some friends online and go through this adventure together? That to me would actually make all the difference, because this looks like a blast, but it's the kind of game I feel like I have to play with 2 or 3 other people.
I can see how this will end. Woo! Joining the party!
And again, these animations are cool. I actually wanted to see their voice box. So this is actually pretty cool, this high-res pixel art. It's, honestly, I gotta say, the art direction on this game is phenomenal.
We need Megazord!
No way! Oh my god. Megazord!
That's enough out of you!
Oh, dude! What? What? December 10th. My lord. I look at that. That's a pretty sick work of art right there. Again, I mean, I think, do they clarify? No, they don't really clarify. I'll have to look it up, but if this is online co-op, I actually think it's a buy for me. If this is online co-op, I'm totally in. If it's just couch co-op, we'll see. But honestly, that was cool. That was really cool. And again, you know, if you like the Power Rangers, I've heard nothing but good things about the latest graphic novels that are definitely worth checking out. I think we may be in the middle of a Power Ranger comeback. If this game does well and the books continue to sell well, Power Rangers can remain a niche IP that survives. I mean, come on, we're talking about 30 years now this is going on. You got to give it to them. First-person Zord Kaiju, right, Adonai? Again, that online co-op, that's all I gotta, we'll circle back next morning quest. I'll let you guys know. Okay, let's see what we have left. Okay, actually, this next one can be fun. Nintendo made, again, another wild announcement that isn't the Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, how are we doing on time? Let me see this. Oh, we got time. We got time. We're doing pretty good on time. A lot of potential. Definitely a lot of potential in that game. And honestly, a lot of potential in that IP. It survived 3 decades. That's enough for a resurgence. Okay. Let's talk about this latest update from Nintendo. So they dropped a little something called Nintendo Music. And it sounds pretty straightforward. I think it's probably just like a Spotify app on your phone, but it's just got Nintendo Music. But let's see. Let's hear it from them themselves.
Listen to music from some of your favorite Nintendo games. Introducing Nintendo Music. A smart...
Okay, here's the issue already. I already do this with YouTube Music. So...
device app that lets you stream or download music to the app for offline listening. Nintendo Music features a variety of tracks from franchises such as Animal Crossing, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, and many more. You can listen to curated playlists based on different themes.
Okay. See, now that's where you're getting me. There's a Bowser playlist, a Yoshi. See, now we're talking. Because there's one thing I got to say. I feel like both YouTube Music and Spotify, they struggle with recommending music. Sometimes, once in a while, I'll hit a diamond in the rough. But I feel like their recommendation algorithms for music aren't very good. If Nintendo can pull that off somehow in their app, we'll see. Jay So Silly, what's going on? Okay, actually, I don't know if you guys caught that. That's pretty cool. Here, I think we go back just a little bit more. Look at this down here at the bottom. Title themes, new adventures, boss battles, powering up, break time, good night. Honestly, depending how well all of that is organized and curated, I think is going to make or break the app.
From Princess Zelda to Yoshi, some playlists feature music inspired by specific characters, while others are based on opening moments and boss battles. If you're looking for tunes that'll match your energy, there are even playlists to fit your mood. Can't find the playlist for you? You can also create your own.
Can create your own, but can I share my playlists with my friends?
If you haven't had an opportunity to play a certain game and you're worried about spoilers, you can filter that music out,
That's cool.
allowing you to hide songs from that game. You can also extend the length of certain tracks.
Wait, really? Okay. That's a cool feature. Wow.
By extending the length or looping a track, you can spend more time with a particular song. From recent releases to nostalgic classics, more music will be added over time. Enjoy Nintendo Game Music, now on your smart device.
Nintendo Music.
Nintendo Music.
Okay. Nothing too crazy there, but there's some cool features. I gotta hand it to them. It reminds me of what they did with Smash on the Switch. My only complaint for this is gonna be, I can download this on my app. I can download this on my phone, but I can't download it onto my Switch. Anybody else feel like that's a little... Wouldn't this be great if you could also have it on your Switch? Maybe I'm wild. Tree says, dude, the UI is so good. Is it? It looks good. Again, there were things... I went into that clip there pretty skeptical, but I came out the other end feeling pretty positive about it, I gotta say. I did used to use the Nintendo Splatoon app. Will's Word says, I do wonder if we will get the other handheld eras on the online app. We need it. We need it. Spotify does a solid job for me. Happy to hear that. Maybe I'm just too picky. Okay. We have a few news stories to get into before we watch another trailer. Let's start here. So, for all you Animal Crossing fans out there, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete Edition, we touched on this before, but let's see, it is launching on Tuesday, December 3rd, a few days after it officially shuts down on November 28th. So we discussed this, that Pocket Camp is, as we know it, is shutting down on the 28th, rebooting on the 3rd, and it's going to be basically $10 for the game within the first month. Now, Pocket Camp was not for me. I gave it a shot. Again, I actually really like Animal Crossing games. I find them very relaxing, very soothing. However, Pocket Camp really wasn't for me. I think perhaps the most exciting prospect about Pocket Camp going offline and them selling you a complete edition is that means a new console Animal Crossing is certainly on the way. I'm not going to make a prediction that we'll get it in 2025, but I'd be willing to bet that within the next few years, the next mainline Animal Crossing game is going to drop, and this is sort of setting the stage for that. Let's move on to another story, and no thanks to Shortcut. Nintendo adds 2 new N64 mature games to Switch Online just in time for Halloween. Now, what might those 2 new titles be? Turok 2 and Shadow Man. I'm familiar with Turok, not really Shadow Man, but I know that this Turok announcement, this coming to N64, will make a lot of people happy. I honestly think the Nintendo Switch Online emulators are one of the coolest things Nintendo has going for them. I do want to see these libraries fleshed out a little bit more, though. The Game Boy Advance library should be much bigger, and I'm excited to see what they're able to do in the future. Excuse me. Drank all my coffee and I'm still yawning. Anyway, moving on to our next story here. Sonic 3 star Keanu Reeves has done his homework for role as Shadow. He really wanted to create a very fan-faithful version of the character. Here, let's blow this up for you guys. This is looking a little bit far away. There we go. So let's see if we can get a direct quote from Keanu himself. No, just the director talking about him, saying he would give us so many different versions of line readings and just want to keep going. He was not just sort of showing up and just reading the script into a microphone. Like, he really wanted to create a very fan-faithful version of the character. He did research. In our first meeting, he very clearly had gone and done his homework, which was awesome. Yeah, I mean, dude, this is par for the course. This is why people love Keanu Reeves, right? Is because he gives his all to these sorts of performances. It reminds me, I'll always bring it up because I think it's one of the greatest performances in the history of gaming, but Christopher Lee as Ansem the Wise. You know, the guy read the Kingdom Hearts 2 script cover to cover numerous times. He wanted to nail that role. But again, going back to Keanu, this is why people love Keanu Reeves. This is why the announcement that he was Shadow the Hedgehog made people happy, because again, as someone who did enjoy his viewings of the Sonic films, one of my issues with those films is that the characters are really only themselves in name only. What I like about Keanu is he's taking it upon himself to make sure that this Shadow the Hedgehog we're going to see in Sonic 3 reminds us of the Shadow from Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, and all the different games that he was featured in. God, the N64 controller is such a monstrosity. I love it. It's so emblematic of the 90s, Adonai. It's so emblematic of the 90s that I, too, myself, love it. Hey, Knockfugel is here. What's going on, dude? Thanks for dropping in. And Lance, thank you for hooking up Tree with that shout out. Much deserved. But anyway, yeah, guys, this is par for the course. This is why people love Keanu Reeves. I think this looks very good for the Sonic the Hedgehog films. Because again, with the exception of Tails' voice actor, like, don't get me wrong, I love Idris Elba. I think Idris Elba is one of the best actors Hollywood has to offer. I think his cadence and his tone for Knuckles is very good, but as someone who Knuckles is my favorite Sonic character, I cannot stand the way he's portrayed in the films, and I don't lay that at the feet of Idris Elba to like do his research and assert a more true Knuckles to the character. That said, I'm very pleased to see that as far as Keanu and Shadow the Hedgehog goes, that will be the case. Now, let's move on to our next story, and that's going to be that Square Enix has dropped a new Sora figure from the Kingdom Hearts 2 days, which I love this. I don't know. There's a lot of Sora figures out there, but there's just something about this iconic pose, the iconic Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit. I think it's brilliant. Here, we'll look at some more pictures. With the crown at the bottom, too. That's such a nice touch. That is such a nice touch to put the crown at the bottom. And again, at $68, let me tell you something. As far as Square Enix merch goes, as far as Square Enix figures goes, you're really not going to get a better price than that. Okay. However, it looks like, here. The estimated release date of the figure is March 2025, so if you can contain your excitement and not place a pre-order right away, there's a chance the figure is eventually added to Square Enix's United States site. Okay, so that might be $68, but then you're going to have to pay to get that shipped. So I imagine that this figure, if you're ordering it from Japan, will probably cost you around $100 from retail, taxes, and shipping. But like this article is suggesting, maybe Curbs have some patience and perhaps Square Enix will add this to their United States site. There's definitely a demand for it. I'll tell you this right now. If this came to the United States site and I just had to pay $68, I would be in the market for this figure. I think it looks fantastic. It takes me back to the Kingdom Hearts 2 days. Can we open this in a new tab? Can we do that? Yeah, it takes me back to the KH2 days. I really think this crown at the bottom is such a nice touch. Like, for instance, I think the Sora amiibo is pretty cool, but I would prefer to have this to the Sora amiibo. I think this is a really cool looking figure. And again, much as I love Kingdom Hearts 3, it's my favorite game in the series, I always love and respect to call back to Kingdom Hearts 2, as it's probably the most meaningful game in the series to me. Now, let's see, how are we doing on time? Okay, we got a little bit of time. So let's do this here. Let me get this pulled up. This dropped literally 5 minutes before we went live. This shit dropped 5 minutes before we went live. So caught me completely off guard. KH2 era community was wild back then. Dude, all I'm going to say is I remember being like 12 years old and just like vigorously defending Kingdom Hearts 2 in online forums, particularly game FAQs. Because, man, that game, people got to remember, that game got shit on when it came out. That game got, oh, it's too easy. Oh, there's no platforming. The Disney worlds are useless. Where's the Council of Disney Villains? Like, and again, some of those criticisms are valid criticisms, but the game was rigorously shit on. And it did not sell as well as Kingdom Hearts 1. People got to remember that Kingdom Hearts 1 outsold Kingdom Hearts 2. I believe that's one of the reasons you saw a lot of subtitles and like handheld games come out, because the series really needed to sort of bolster itself a little bit. Now, with that said, I am really pleased that as time has gone on, Kingdom Hearts 2 has gotten the respect it deserves, and people do reference it, rightfully so, as one of the greatest action RPGs ever made, and I stand by that. I remember Vanilla KH2 was awesome. I loved Vanilla KH2. Don't get me wrong, I only play Final Mix these days, but I loved Vanilla KH2. It absolutely had its issues, but even back then, I preferred it to Kingdom Hearts 1. Even back then. All right. Excuse me. Moving along now. Final Fantasy XIV dropped a trailer for their latest patch. 5 minutes before we went live. That's why it's not in the thumbnail. It's not in the description. Anyway. Not in the description, not in the thumbnail, because there's no way for me to prepare for this. I don't even know what's hiding behind this. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's see what the good folks at FF14 have in store for us. Oh, okay. Hold on. So I forgot to turn the sound on. Already, all I'm going to say is the music is already killing it. Dude. Like, I love the fact that the more time that goes on, the more beautiful this game looks. Not just the graphics, but the lighting, all of it. Whoa! Whoa!
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
She must have been. To still remember her is strange.
Okay, so this is wild. We're really going to see the fallout of basically defeating Queen Sphene and see where it goes from there.
Even though I remember her, I'll never see her again.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what?
Okay, so this is cool. We're going temple diving, baby. David says, wrapped up like a burrito in bed watching Morning Quest. That's what I'm here for, man. Get cozy. We're talking some games, and then I will send you out into your weekend.
What happened to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyola. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet.
Even should it cost me my life, I will save the heads of...
Oh, I'm going to say, I liked Wook Lamont. Koana stole the show for me.
How about we start with a big fat knuckle sandwich? Take this and that and one of these.
Hold on, who's Bunny Girl over here? She's new. Who's Bunny Girl over here? Maybe I'm forgetting from Dawn Trail or something, but I don't remember her. Oh man!
Come, mortal. Allow me to show you the depths of my hatred.
Bro, these battles look so good. What? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Dial it back. Dial it back.
Now we're having a party.
What in God's name? Oh, it's why I love it. Oh, God. Wait.
Behold,
Okay.
as the spate of my rage quenches the
So Cloud of Darkness from FF4 is back.
candle of your trivial existence. I cannot die. Not until I have eradicated you and your kind from this world.
Okay, who is she? Zooming in on her for a reason. Oh, they're back.
At last. Here and now I shall fulfill our promise.
Wait, 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 wait. The assy. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Promise.
Oop, that is not what I meant to do. That was, I gotta say, again, I really enjoyed Dawn Trail. I felt it was one of the weaker expansions, stronger than A Realm Reborn, on par with Stormblood. But again, it still has its whole patch cycle to go through. That was crazy. I don't know why they turned the comments off. I'm looking at the comments now. I wanted to see what some people thought. Square, that's weak. Don't turn your comments off. That's a pet peeve of mine. I have to be honest, guys. I have to be honest. I can't stand when they turn the comment section off on trailers and videos like that. Why don't you, like, I'm sorry. Why? That's feedback. You want feedback. Don't, look, I'll say, don't be a pussy. Don't be scared of negative feedback or dumb comments, okay? All us YouTubers have to deal with it, Square. You should too. Again, that's just a pet peeve of mine because I like going through comment sections. I want to see how my fellow FF14 fans are reacting to that, what they pointed out. Maybe they saw something I missed. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. At least they get feedback on Twitter from the videos. The problem with that, though, is like that's so scattered. What's good about YouTube comment sections is it's so organized. You can organize it that the top comments, so the most liked comments could be at the top, or the newest comments. Like, you could really filter it to see what is the consensus. What's the popular opinion? What's the popular thing that's getting people excited? I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. I think one of the benefits of YouTube is the ability to connect with your audience and get that kind of feedback. And when I see big companies like Square Enix turning comment sections off, like, I don't understand. There's nothing controversial you're posting there. It's patch 7.1. Anyway, that's a stupid rant that's distracting me from how awesome everything on that trailer looked. But I gotta say, Dawn Trail's gotta have its patches, right? When I judge all these other expansions like Stormblood, Realm Reborn, which I often compare it to, they not only had their main campaign, but then they had all the patches after leading into the next patch. So I don't want to fully judge Dawn Trail until we've reached that point. Theo Wayne is here, jumping in on Twitter. Power Rangers never left. People just need to stop sleeping on the comics. Theo, I mentioned it earlier in the episode that the graphic novels are doing incredibly well, and the Power Ranger graphic novels are getting amazing feedback from their audience. So don't worry, we ain't sleeping on that here. But anyway, I like the patch from Square Enix. I like the patch from FF14. My only suggestion would be is turn your comment section on, guys. Don't be afraid of your audience. That's what that looks like to me. Don't be afraid of your audience, okay? Might there be a couple knuckleheads in there making stupid comments about shit that doesn't matter? Yes, sure. But feedback is feedback. Feedback is feedback. Anyway, very true. I love YouTube comments. Nothing like them. Yeah, I mean, and even when people call me out on something negative or that I got something wrong, it's useful. There have been YouTube comments that point out that I said something wrong or I reported something inaccurately, or even something like, hey, the volume on that one guy in your podcast was too low. It's there to help you. Anyway, we're going to wrap up today's episode there. A lot of cool stuff that we went over. A lot of cool stuff to be excited about. Me in particular, that Dawn Trail patch does look pretty damn cool. The Power Rangers beat 'em up looks cool, but I need that to be online co-op, not just couch co-op. Nintendo Music looks like a good app. The Xenoblade stuff is good to get excited about. The Sora figure looks cool. Good episode. Good episode. But we're going to wrap it up there for today. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Got a lot of love for you. We got a good weekend coming up. We're going to do some streams this weekend, maybe even a podcast. We'll see. But on Sunday, November 10th, will be the 6-year anniversary of the Landy Lodge. We're going to do a huge live stream. We're going to play some Mario Party, maybe even do a podcast, maybe play some Kingdom Hearts. Going to be a big day for the Lodge. Sunday, November 10th. Make sure you be there. Theo says, YouTube comments are the best of the best. I learn more down there than I do most vids lately. That's what I mean. It's an incredibly useful thing. Anyway, we're wrapping it up there. Thanks for chilling, everybody. See you on the next one. Peace. And have a good week.